There's my dog waking up. Okay, so today I'm finally back. It is Wednesday. My dudes did not plan to say that, but as soon as I said Wednesday, I needed to say it, and my dog is now moving. So, I'm finally back into my writing. Last week and the week before, I didn't do any writing, and they were for two different reasons. Wednesday and Thursday are my writing days. However, 2 weeks ago, when I didn't upload anything, that was the second week of my writing thing, didn't upload anything, didn't write anything, so there was nothing to upload. What happened? Well, I watched a movie, Call Me By Your Name, and I watched it Monday night, not this Monday, but like back then. I felt like paralyzed mentally. I couldn't think of anything else other than the movie. It really upset me, the whole ending and whatnot. And I'm not a person who cries during movies. There's only one movie that can make me cry, and I have to be in that mindset to cry during the film. Call Me By Your Name was no exception. I did not cry during the film. However, I did cry all day the day after I watched it, which is very, very rare for me to cry because of a movie. As I said, I don't do that except for one, but that's because it relates to personal issues, and it does it very well throughout the film. However, yeah, I cried all day Tuesday. Wednesday I was more or less okay, but I tried thinking I was going to write. I tried thinking I was going to film something. I didn't. Absolutely. I couldn't talk, really. I couldn't physically get myself to talk unless it was absolutely necessary. So I didn't do anything. Oh my god. My dog is crying because he wants to go out into the front porch to bark. Tuco! You're not going out there. No amount of tail wagging will change that. He's not allowed out there, mostly, because all he does is barks when people pass by because he can hear them better there, even though he can't see them. Why don't you come up here? Come on, there you go. Anyway, Wednesday, couldn't talk, couldn't get myself to film. I tried to film myself making margaritas, virgin margaritas, because not only do we not have alcohol, but I am 16 years old, so... Anyway, those didn't go very well. I still drank all of them. I made like 3-4 cups worth of margaritas, like cup measurement. However, I didn't have bubbly water. So I just used normal water, and it's a combination of orange juice, lime juice, and lemonade. No, orange juice, limeade, and lemonade. And then it's supposed to have sparkling water, and you mix it all together. However, I only had limeade and lemon juice. Oh, no, you only needed limeade and orange juice. So I didn't have any orange juice, but we had like 3 or 4 oranges. So I squeezed enough orange juice to pass for it. So that took a long time to do, because we don't have an orange squeezer. I had to just crush it in my hand. Yeah, so I made that. It didn't taste very good because I didn't have the right stuff for it. I still drank the whole thing. I tried to crush ice, blend it with a blender, didn't work. It was absolutely terrible. Would I ever do it again? Yes, but only if I had all of the right ingredients and an actual blender, because I prefer my margaritas to be slushy-like. I think that's how you drink them. Either way, that was a fail. As I said, I didn't film that because I couldn't talk. I tried, I hit record, stood there for 2 minutes, couldn't get a word out. Thursday, I cried more, but not as much as Tuesday. It was like a realization day. I'd watched the movie for a third time because I couldn't get over it. I emailed my drama teacher telling him that I was quitting the after-school drama program because now that everything's online, it was turning into something I didn't want to be in. I was in the after-school drama program to do 2 plays, or a musical and a play. That's it. That's all I'm there for. 2 times a week after school to rehearse and perform. That's what I like to do. I've done it since grade 7. I hate in-school drama classes. They're not the same whatsoever. And I told him that now, since they were turning into that, I had more work in that class than I had in any of my other actual in-school classes. So I told him flat out, there's no way I can do this, especially in my current mental state. That's a car. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't deal with it. I thought I deserved a credit because this was the first year that you could actually get a credit for the after-school drama course. And I said, I've been doing it for 5 years now, and I've never gotten a credit because it was never offered, and I've always stuck with it. So I think I do deserve a credit for all of the stuff I did, because I went from September to, March. So it's not like I was slacking off. Like, this is 2 times a week from that whole 7-month period, which was more than the 110 hours required for the class. So I said, I think I deserve a credit, but if you can't give me one, then I guess it's just too bad for me, because I'm not continuing with the online portion of the course no matter what. And he said, he finally emailed me back, like yesterday, I think. He said, after thinking it over for a long time, I have decided that you have earned the credit because of how much you have participated, and that your mark would be based on your performances. And he said that was a very good mark. And I said, thank you so much. Thank you. And he said, yeah, you don't have to do the rest of the online portion of the class because it's only 2 more months. So I was very happy about that. However, that was yesterday, so it didn't really change my mood. I was already way fine by then. Anyway, so back to the second writing week that I didn't write. Friday was iffy. I was getting back to normal. After the weekend, I was like, okay, we're really good now. We're really back to normal. And then that leads me into last week. I didn't write. I tried to write Wednesday. I didn't end up writing a lot. I wrote like 100 words or something. I was just way too busy as a student because I had to catch up a lot or do a lot of work that I didn't do in the previous week because I was not happy the whole week. So that was a bust. I just decided to screw it. I'm not going to write at all this week because I have too many things to do as a student, and I hate online school. And now that all of my classes are online, it makes it a lot harder. Thankfully, they don't have a lot of work in them. Thankfully. Otherwise, I would not be passing, though I'm doing very well. Continuing on with that, yes, I just didn't write at all last week. So now I'm here. I'm here this week. It's Wednesday, my dudes. I wrote my 1,800 words in 2 hours, 9 to 11. Bam! But actually a little less than that because I took like a 20-minute break to go on Quora to try to find an answer to a question, but it didn't come up, and then I just kind of spiraled into Quora because I answer questions on Quora, and so they were popping up with stuff I wanted to answer. So yeah, I did that momentarily. And yes, so it was about an hour and 40 minutes for the 1,853 words that I wrote. So I wrote more than my 6 pages, even though that actually translates more to like 12 pages. No, not 12. 9 or 10. Because my average page length is about 200 words length. It goes from 180 to 220 usually. So yeah, I say about 200 words per page average. And that's about it. I've done my stuff today. I am very glad today. Everything is getting back to normal finally. I have cleared out my schedule for writing because no matter how little I have to do, as long as I'm thinking I have to do something today, I'm thinking I don't have enough time to do it. And then I stop what I'm doing and I start to work on that. And I realize, I actually did have enough time, but now I don't want to write. So I did it today. I finally did it. And I feel like I'm back on track, finally. And that's it for today. I will see you tomorrow. Wha-bam! I'm back. I am poppin'. Whew. It is 12 something. 12, probably like 12:05, 12:10. I don't know. All I know is that I did my writing today. I did my 2,010 words, which is 210 more than I'm supposed to have. Not that that's a bad thing, that's a good thing. However, it did take me longer. I started around 9:10 and ended at 12, so that was a while. I think the coffee definitely helps. However, it's always better on Wednesday because I don't drink any coffee until that point. So it's like I've got 6 days to not be used to having coffee, so coffee does more, you know what I mean? I mean, I could try to have more coffee on Thursday, but that does not really work. It's not really what I want. Let's just put it that way. I did my writing today. I'm finished the first 3 chapters. Current word count, around 9,700. Tuco, will you stop? All he does is scratch all day long. Really annoying. He doesn't seem to understand that, and that he shouldn't be doing that because he makes himself bald, because he scratches off and picks off all of his fur. Come on. Excellent. Come here. Alrighty. That is today. Oh, everything is going well. Of course, I had a point, because it took me a lot longer today to get my word count, but I had a point, like I do almost every single time I write, where I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this anymore. Like, I can't come up with anything. And I found that when you want to include, if you have a lot of ideas for scenes, and you think, oh, that'll be great, but it can't come until later because, it doesn't feel like it fits. You know what I say? I say, keep that mentality, but at the same time, don't push it back too far that you end up, either forgetting about it, or by the time you have written it, you're like, I don't really want to write this anymore. Try to make it fit soon enough, is all I'm saying. Don't push it back too far, otherwise it won't really matter. And that's what I did. I had a scene where I wasn't going to do it until, 3/4 through the book, but I'm a third of the... Tuco. I decided that it would be best to just put it now, 1/3 through the book. Because think of it this way, if you have to wait for the story to get to the good scenes, it's not a great story. Like, Tuco, stop scratching! He's just gonna sit with me, and he's not gonna scratch, and he's not gonna complain. Alright, so, including scenes in your story. Don't wait too long to include the scenes that you really want to add because you think they're really good. You should push them more forward, as in, like, closer to where you are in the story rather than farther away from it. You should try to keep them as close as possible, without, obviously messing up anything timeline-wise. But yes, you should always try to include the scenes you have good ideas for sooner, because while yes, you may have less ideas right now for what will happen later, you will always come up with new ideas. Alright, well that solves my problem. Tuco was now in his house for a timeout for 5 minutes until I finish filming this video, so that I'm not... Oh my gosh, he is literally scratching in his house right now. You can always come up with better scenes later on, so don't push the scenes that you want to write but won't let yourself write too far away, because otherwise they won't be as good. So you should write them sooner now, even if they change when you're writing them. Don't save too many of the good things for the end of the book, because then the whole getting there won't be as interesting. That's what I wanted to say. That's what I'm trying to do. I am almost a third of the way through the book now, on my second writing vlog, which is kind of surprising. I thought this would take more like 10 weeks, but apparently not. That's all I have to say this week. Excellent. Everything's going well. I'll see you next week, hopefully, unless something tragic comes up, or I watch another movie that I think will innocently be a great movie, and it turns out to not only be a great movie, but a great movie that makes me greatly think for 4 days about life.